sing this song to remind myself that there was a time when I didn't have no one, didn't have no love. Do you remember the love that we once had? Well, if I had the chance to love you again, I would make your heart forget I was ever there. No, 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 no. If we forget the past, I know this time love will last forever, for always, for love. Yeah, yeah. I'm not coming home anymore. Does it matter? Well, if I had the chance to hold you again, fill your heart with joy, make you know I'm the only one for you. Yes, I will. Let's throw the bad memories out and make this the first day of our forever, for always, for love. I'd be a fool to if she says she loves the way I am, I'd be a fool to ever change. Yes, yes, yes. She says she loves the way I am. It's gonna be starting here, starting now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Forever, for always, for love. Do it for the ones we love and never, no, 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 forever, for always, for love. Hey, hey, yeah. Oh, hey. Forever, for always, for love. Don't you know me? Don't you know me? Don't you know me? Don't you know me? Forever, for always, for love. Your love. voice of Luther Vandross can definitely bring peace into your life. After listening to a song like this, I've realized that even more. He's got such a beautiful, clear voice, at the same time so powerful that it just makes you stop. Whatever you may be doing, you may be cooking, you may be hating someone or the other, you may be going through a lot of problems, whether it's disease or death or some disorder. Whatever you're going through, it makes you stop. That's the power of the voice of Luther Vandross and good music in general. So yeah, it's wonderful. I have so many clients over the years, hundreds and thousands of clients who definitely need music like this. I've given them plenty of suggestions as a counselor and life coach. And definitely Luther Vandross in recent times has been added to my playlist of songs to recommend to mostly Westerners, the clients and students and etc. who come to me. So I've been recommending even Luther Vandross because, when I listen to it, I do realize that I stop everything else. There may be thoughts running to my mind. There may be something happening or the other. But when you listen to the voice of Luther Vandross, everything else stops. So if it can do it to someone like me, who has so much going on in his life, emotionally, mentally, physically, definitely it will help others who have things happening in their life and things which they can't cope well with. Amazing. I come across so many Westerners, especially Americans, who are going through a lot of problems. Most of them have problems with finance, so they are in debt or they owe money to someone or the other, or because they've owed money and they paid it off, relationships have gone sour. People often talk about debt in the West especially, but nobody talks about what happens after you paid off your debt. Even then, the relationships never return to normal, especially if you've taken money from friends and family. The relationship never returns to normal, even if you paid back the debt on time. That's why they say never take a loan from a friend or family, unless you're desperate and you really have no other choice. And it's a life and death situation. That's what I would add. So, I've come across so many people who have these debt problems in the West. Thousands of them. I won't even say hundreds. I've come across thousands personally in the last 25 years of my career and life. And it is very sad, when I see their schedule, when I see their routine. As a counselor and life coach, that is one of the foremost things I often do, is that I try to understand how they live their life. Or in other words, how they spend their time on a daily basis. Because that is essentially how you live your life. I feel sad because they are my clients and students, but I feel very sad to say this. Most of them live very narrow, shallow, hateful lives. They're constantly living lives in a very narrow lane. I don't know what way to put it, a better way to put it. I don't want to give examples because that would betray my code of ethics as a counselor, because I'm talking about my actual clients here. But the fact is that they live very narrow lives, and it definitely upsets them. It definitely ruins their relationships. You can see the number of breakups. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure the real numbers are much higher. The West is used to lying about things about themselves, especially bad things. They want to always hide it under the carpet. So I'm sure if they say 1 out of 2 relationships or marriages end in a breakup, it must be almost all the relationships that are breaking up. Maybe 80% of the time relationships end in a breakup, and marital relationships. So that is how it is. And I know that personally because I've seen it in my own profession for more than 25 years. So it's sad. It's really, really sad. When you live such a narrow life, you're limiting yourself. Now, to listeners of Luther Vandross who are here and whoever's chances upon this reaction, because we are so popular and have been not just on this platform, but I'm talking about in life. We've been really, really, really lucky and blessed to be so popular in every single thing that we do, and we do so well, thankfully. So, to everyone who's come here because of us or because of Luther Vandross, broaden your horizons. step out of your comfort zone. And I'm not saying take risk, because when people say that, for an American it means, oh, do I have to jump off a cliff or something like that? No, I'm not talking about those kind of risk. Far from it. I'm talking about just doing something different for a change with your time. And this is advice that people pay me thousands and thousands of dollars for. Thousands and thousands of dollars. Whether it's a corporate seminar, corporate workshop, whether it's a workshop I do with my own students and clients. I've trained over 7,000 students who are paid, of course. And possibly millions who have been touched by my writings and teachings in the last 25 years online. So I know what I'm talking about. Get out of the comfort zone, live your life, listen to music like this, which literally helps you forget everything. Of course, meditation would be the first choice. Music may be coming third or fourth in my list. Meditation would be the first choice. But for you, I would suggest don't take that step, because somehow Westerners again have this weird concepts about meditation. I don't want to talk to you about it, or what is your problem with all those things. You got it wrong already. Just listen to songs like this of Luther Vandross. It will help you forget, at least for the time being, all the other miseries and problems you have going.
Savio, there are certain people whom we tolerate because there is no other choice. We also, as reactors, we tolerate several songs. We keep it, unbiased. And there are some people who we adore, but not all the time. And there are some people who you start respecting for what they are, the way they do things. And that third category where, Luther Vandross falls for me. So I not just adore, because when you adore someone, you also dislike certain aspects of that person, because, everything is not alright about everybody. But something that makes me respect this guy is not because he's a phenomenal singer or he's a phenomenal artist. That is aside. People get respect by, being sincere, being showing that sincerity.
Well said. Being sincere.
And Luther Vandross, each time I listen to a song, each time I listen to a piece of music from him, his sincerity is always paramount, and that's what I respect about this artist. It is something that has been consistently there. And when somebody is so consistent with their sincerity, with their work, with their ethics, that is when you start respecting that person. You can see where his heart is. You can sense the real intent behind making the music. It's not just to, make music just for money, just do it anyhow, put it together and it works. Because once people gain some popularity, they forget that they really have to put effort to even give value to people, for what people come to them. They have forgotten the real purpose behind what they were doing, which we both, till today, we continue to keep reminding ourselves what is our main purpose of starting this channel, what is the main purpose of us both sitting here when we start a song, what is the main purpose behind giving this time to you. We always remember. You may forget at times, your expectations may differ from us by each reaction or each day, by each month, that why aren't they blown away by this song, or this is my favorite song, or this is something that is getting me some sort of benefit, why didn't they like it, because now it's not possible, or something like that. So your motivations can be different, your agendas can be different, your intentions can be different from us. But for us, what matters is when we come to listen to music, I always seek for sincerity from the artist, and especially somebody who we are listening to on a regular basis. And this artist has proven me time and time again. There are other artists too. If you have been a regular viewer of this channel, you will know the names of those artists, such as Santana and other people, that their sincerity through their music is always evident. It's emanating out. They don't have to speak, they don't have to do extraordinary things. It's just that the way they make music, the way their approach is, the way their values are in place, you already get what what they mean and why they make music, what their motive behind making music is. This is what I love about this artist. And everything that you said about people lacking the I would say it's more about fear. When you live a lifelong of fear, or life in the fear, in the shadows of fear, that is when you face all of those problems. And a lot of people are fearful of the unknown. They do not know some things and they do not even have the courage to explore. So it all should begin with courage. If you only put aside your fears at times and just have a little bit courage to try out something else. People are not open-minded not because they don't want to, just because they have a fear. They have a fear that is always holding them back. The fear is the shackle that is always keeping them in one place. If they only put aside the fear, they would realize that the world is a beautiful place, and they would never ever ever, whether it is meditation, whether it is another culture, whether it is different practices, anything, they would be willing to try it as long as it was helping them. But there are so many fears among people, and people don't even know how many forms and types of fears are there. They only think, oh, fear of death is the only fear. So it's as simple as that. I guess that's all for this reaction. Thank you for being here.